Doja Cat takes the step up to the arena stage from the internet. Rapper and singer Doja Cat, more than other musicians on pop's current list, is a product of the internet. Having spent a large portion of her childhood creating beats and provocative social media postings, Amala Ratna Zandal Dilamini was born. She became well known online for the first time in 2018 after her ridiculous yet unexpectedly well-performed novelty song Muo went viral. Despite having several genuine songs, including two that peaked at No. 1 on Billboard, she still has the giddy, anarchic energy of an internet troll. Not every hopelessly online singer can successfully transition from, say, Instagram Live to the 19,000-capacity Barclays Center, where Doja headlined her first New York City arena gig as part of her Scarlet Tour on Wednesday night. This is similar to how screen charisma doesn't always translate to real life. Although she has been consistently in the top 5 for almost 4 years, her live performance is still mainly unknown. Say So, her dreamy, disco-infused breakthrough tune, was released in January 2020 and quickly gained popularity on TikTok during the epidemic. However, there have been indications that she can perform elegantly on a big stage. Numerous of her award show performances have been showstoppers, showcasing her as an electrifying performer not afraid to take chances. She transformed the upbeat song Say So into a somber nu metal anthem during a pre-recorded performance at the 2020 MTV Europe Music Awards, and she successfully pulled it off. She wowed the audience with a mesmerizing combination of songs from her most recent album, Scarlet, which included the brazen, coarse-edged diss hit Demons, at this year's MTV Video Music Awards. Demons was the second song that Doja Cat sang during her hour-and-a-half long, powerful, confident, and often repetitive act at Barclays Center. Ice Spice, a rising talent and hometown hero from the Bronx, opened the show. An animatronic spider almost twice Doja Cat's size joined her for that song, a nod to the ominous, sometimes nightmare-inducing imagery of the uncompromising Scarlet. In an age of fan service and stan armies, Doja Cat's relationship to her listeners has been unique, even antagonistic. In July, she generated headlines when, on the social media platform Threads, she refused some fans' requests to tell them she loved them and criticized those who had chosen to call themselves kittens. Rude. Honest. You be the judge. But at a time when most pop stars are expected to cater to their most vocal fans to the point of infantilization, a dissenting voice can be refreshing. Doja Cat has had a distinct, even hostile relationship with her listeners in an era of fan service and devoted followers. She made waves in July when, on the social media site Threads, she chastised individuals who had chosen to identify as kittens and decline requests from certain admirers to tell them she loved them. Insensitive. Sincere. The judge is you. However, a dissident voice can be welcome at a time when pop singers are generally expected to infantilize their most outspoken fans. The fervent admirers at Barclays seemed unfazed by Doja's online taunts. A few were seen wearing devil horns from a Halloween store, which seemed to allude to her recent hit song Paint the Town Red. Others had already transformed into the most satirical item from the merchandise table, a white t-shirt that declared the wearer's hate for Doja Cat, punctuated with an expletives. The fervent admirers at Barclays seemed unfazed by Doja's online taunts. A few were seen wearing devil horns from a Halloween store, which seemed to allude to her recent hit song Paint the Town Red. Others had already transformed into the most satirical item from the merchandise table, a white t-shirt that declared the wearer's hate for Doja Cat, punctuated with an expletives. Doja donned a provocatively unprovocative ensemble that spanned her entire set, a form-fitting, full-body muscular shirt adorned with sculpted abs, naked breasts, and exposed buttocks. She accessorized the shirt with towering suede boots that hung down to her hips like chaps. It was a Doja Cat power suit in her own absurdist sense, giving her an exaggerated physicality and a playful androgyny that she could regulate with her body language. She could imitate sexualized femininity in one moment, such as when she was twerking with her back to the crowd, and then in another, she could summon a manly swagger and walk around the stage with a wide stance. At moments, the music video for Busta Rhymes and Janet Jackson's 1998 collaboration, What's It Gonna Be?, gave the impression that Doja, who was always a student of 90 seconds hip-hop, was portraying both personas. Doja Cat hasn't quite figured out how to express her tender side on an arena stage, as evidenced by the lackluster performance of her brief R&B crooning interlude while perched on a stool. Even though Kiss Me More had a charming kiss cam, the pop successes from her prior era, Say So and Kiss Me More, were monotonous performed live. Before a sultry, downbeat cover of Red Room, by the Australian band Hiatus Coyote, Doja, from her stool, briefly addressed the audience. New York, she said, is where my mother's side of the family is from, so I know this place a little bit. The crowd cheered. Modern concert rhythms had primed us to expect that this was the scripted part where the pop star would drop the armor and let us in on something personal, vulnerable, maybe even tear-inducing. But she didn't. Doja spoke to the crowd for a short while from her stool before to a sensual and melancholic rendition of Red Room by the Australian band Hiatus Coyote. I know this place a little bit because my mother's side